Today's practice is a restorative practice. And one thing that I think might be intimidating about a restorative practice are the props. So I just wanted to go through some prop options. So in the videos, you'll see that I'm using a big bolster for under the legs a lot and under the back sometimes, and a smaller bolster that I like to put under my neck. So if you do not have these, it is totally fine. So this is one of our couch cushions, and you can see it is a very similar size to this bolster. So this couch cushion could be a good option. Also, just a rolled up blanket could be made into the same shape, folding it up and then over is another great option to use instead of a bolster. And then for under the neck, you could use, so this is what I use under the neck. Under the neck, you could use a rolled up towel or a smaller blanket. Can be about the same basic shape. So we're just looking for items that you already have that are firm enough that support your body. So for example, this pillow is nice, but it's not very firm. It's nice and soft, so it could go under the head or under the feet just to soften the floor, but it doesn't have a lot of density to it. So this wouldn't support my back very well, but it would pad my head and my feet. So in today's class, you want to go ahead and start to gather your props for this class. It would be great if you had some padding. Actually, it would be great if you had 2 sets of padding that are about this big bolster size. One we'll place under our spine and one we'll place under our knees. So again, you could have just a couple of folded up blankets for those. And then you might want some neck support, so you could have a small blanket or rolled up towel for under your neck. I always practice with my handy dandy blanket here that I like to pad my head with. So again, a small blanket or a towel, a big towel would work for that. And then feel free to grab some extra padding, like some fluffy pillows might be nice that you can place anywhere that sounds good to you. So again, please just give it a try, and I hope you enjoy your practice, and our practice will follow now. And I almost forgot that we are also going to do legs on a chair. So if you can get a chair, or you can place your legs up on a couch. But that is another prop that we will be using in today's class. Today's practice is a restorative yoga practice. And before we move into the poses with the props, with the actual restorative poses, I'd like to just spend a minute or so to loosen up your spine before we move into the first pose. So if you would please come onto your back. Your legs bent and feet on the floor. Arms comfortably down by the sides. I'm going to move my arms out of the way just so that you can see my back better. But your arms can be in any comfortable position, down by the sides, out to the sides, overhead, whatever's comfortable. And here, just starting to connect with the breath. Feeling your inhales and feeling your exhales. So our warm-up exercise is going to be some pelvic tilts. Essentially, they're cat-cow spines in a reclined position. So these could be very small and subtle movements. They don't have to be big. We're just going to start to warm up the spine here. So inhale through the nose. Let that breath come down into the belly and inflate the belly, and then arch the back, rolling from the sacrum to the tailbone. And then exhaling, belly falls and flatten the back and pull the front hip points up towards the ribs. And we're just going to flow just like that. Inhaling into the belly, rolling to the tailbone and arching the back. And exhale, releasing that arched back, flattening the back and pulling the front hip points towards the ribs. Just arching and rounding here, starting to warm up the spine, and just nice, easy movements. If this pace that I started, one breath, one movement, feels too fast for you, you can slow this down. Just warming up the spine here. 2 more. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. And then slowly rolling onto your side, just a lazy roll onto the side, and then just easily pressing your way up. And
our first restorative pose will be mountain brook pose. So let's get our props set up here. So we're going to need some padding under the knees, and that can be a bolster or stacked blankets or rolled up blanket under the knees. And then similar padding that's going to go under the upper back. We're going to need some padding for the head. Now I need a little extra support for my neck, so I'm going to bring a neck pillow up to support my neck more. You could have a rolled up towel placed under the neck, and again, these two could be cushions if you have a cushion that is this basic shape, or blankets that are stacked or rolled up. So starting to come into mountain brook pose.
So we're going to lie back on the support under the back, the bolster or the cushion, and allowing about the middle back to drape over. The shoulders are not on the bolster, they are moving towards the floor, getting your neck support and head support pulled up and comfortable so that your head and neck feel well supported. Again, just allowing the shoulders to be heavy as they drop closer and closer towards the floor. And then bringing the leg bolster or cushion or blankets up under the knees, helping to release the low back here, and just allow your knees to rest on the support. And you could also put a blanket on top of your abdomen. That could help you to relax. Feeling the body draping over the props. You could even have some padding under the heels here. Your arms resting at your sides in a comfortable position. Allow your thumbs, palms, hands, and fingers to soften. Make sure that you are evenly laid out on the props, supported and comfortable. You could also cover your eyes with an eye pillow. Mountain Brook is a calming pose to help you feel supported. It is also a chest or a heart opener, so it reverses our slumped posture that comes from sitting for long periods of time. It helps to release tension from our neck, upper back, and shoulders. Imagine here that your body is the water rolling down the mountain brook and rolling over the props, which are the smooth stones in the brook. Your body draped over the props like water flowing over stones. Your body relaxing and flowing. Your mind still like a calm mountain lake. Preparing to come out of this pose. You can stretch a bit, you can roll onto your side, taking a few breaths on your side, and then slowly sitting up.
Okay, our next pose will be a reclined spinal twist. So I only need one bolster and a blanket for this pose. Let me get my props adjusted here. So we're going to have a bolster or a cushion, a pillow, rolled up blankets out to one side, and then a blanket for under the head. So we're going to come onto the back with the legs extended out long. And you can start with getting the blanket set up to cushion the head and support the neck. You can take just a small roll of the blanket to support the neck more. And then going to bend the right leg, scoot the hips over to the right a few inches, and start to roll onto the left hip as you bring the right leg over. The right leg is bent, and it comes over and rests on top of your bolster, your pillow, your blankets. And then we're going to reach the arms out to the sides in a T shape. So the right hand is out to the right side, the chest is towards the ceiling. The left leg is extended out long and straight towards the end of your mat. right shoulder get heavy, maybe anchoring it into the floor. And just letting go as best you can in that right leg, letting it just relax, letting the prop hold the weight of the leg.
The reclined twist is great for cooling down and relaxing. This pose stimulates digestion, creates balance, and also opens and relaxes the chest, shoulders, and upper back muscles.
Bringing that right foot back down to the mat as you untwist, scooting the hips back to center and extending the right leg out straight. We're going to take that bolster and move it to the right side. For the second side, then bend the left leg, left foot on the floor, press into the left foot, move the hips over to the left a couple of inches, and we start to roll onto that right hip, bringing the left leg, the bent left leg over and putting it on top of your bolster, cushion, your pillow, your rolled-up blankets. And then again, the arms are out to the sides here. And we're working that left shoulder down towards the floor. Maybe it's anchored and pressing into the floor. And we're letting go in that left leg and allowing the prop to hold the weight of the leg. And just relaxing into the twist as best you can.
The reclined spinal twist is a great antidote to poor posture habits. It realigns the spine, relaxes the muscles of the shoulders and upper back, and creates a lovely stretch across the chest and shoulders. This pose also opens the heart and can create feelings of well-being, connection, and empathy. Starting to untwist slowly, coming onto your back, nice and easy, bringing your left foot back down to the floor, moving your hips back to about the center of the mat, and then making your way over onto one side and resting there for a few breaths, just nice and easy, coming out of your pose, making your way up to a comfortable seat.
Now we will do legs up the wall, which is actually going to be legs on a chair. So I have a chair here that I'm going to bring to the end of my yoga mat. You can also bring your legs up onto a couch if that's the right height. And so we're going to get this set up here. We can have a bolster for under the hips to elevate the hips. And we can have some padding for under the neck. So I'm going to build up my padding on my chair a little more here. Hips on the bolster. Set the And as you can see, my knees are not directly over my hips. So getting in position there, and then getting your head and neck padded and supported.
Legs on the chair pose is great for easing aches and pains in the body. You can stay in this pose for 5 minutes or 15 minutes or even longer. It works to release tension in the low back. So this pose supports the low back well, and when our low back is well supported, it can relax. We are habitually tight, many of us, in the low back. So this pose helps us to relax those muscles. And when the low back is relaxed, our nervous system is calm and relaxed. And starting to make your way off of the chair. Can pull the bolster or padding out from under the hips first, and then lower the hips down and making your way onto your side and up to a comfortable seat.
Moving into our final pose, probably the most important Shavasana. So I'm going to bring padding for under my knees. And I'm going to use this padding for under my neck. And then I would like to have a blanket over my midsection. And so, again, just taking that time to get the props just right. Enjoy your Shavasana.
And now coming back to your body on the floor. Taking a few fuller, deeper breaths. You can add any movement back in that feels good to you. You don't need to do anything big. Maybe you'd like to just roll onto your side and rest there for a few breaths. Right here, you can bring to mind something that you're grateful for. In closing our practice, may you be happy, may you be safe and healthy, and may you live with ease. Namaste.